Come see us on tour in Hartford, Connecticut, Syracuse, New York, Atlantic City, Levittown, New York, Cohoes, New York, Los Angeles, Bakersfield, San Jose, Buffalo, Toledo, Montreal, and Toronto. Go to jimmydore.com for the cheapest tickets.
So here is the latest footage of a deportation flight from the U.S. to El Salvador. The U.S. sending undocumented immigrants to El Salvador, where they're entering into prisons. Here's the latest footage.
Where they're not from.
You get the picture. This is getting more cinematic.
It's actually irritating to even do a thing like that. To make it into a thing is as gross as Kamala Harris did with that woman whose daughter had sickle cell anemia, which is a straight A student, and Kamala Harris passed that law to put the parents in jail, and they perp walked the mother. The girl was excused from school. She had a valid excuse. Still got good grades. They perp walked the mother. The cops did it to take pictures, to do this kind of stupid shit. And now it's the same thing. And I care nothing about MS-13. The morons tattooed it on their head. Thank you. Go ahead and put them in there. They're just grabbing people and who aren't from there, who aren't from El Salvador.
They're making a big show out of it. And the thing is, now they're nabbing people who have not been accused of any crime and in fact are completely innocent, and include asylum seekers like this man. This is a headline from the outlet Them. The Trump administration deported a gay Venezuelan asylum seeker to El Salvador. An LGBTQ plus asylum seeker is among a group of over 200 Venezuelan men who were deported to El Salvador after the Trump administration accused most of them of being gang members. The organization representing the man, known as the Immigrant Defenders Law Center, previously did not identify him by name for fear of his safety being compromised. However, they now have named him, and his family describes him as Andry. That's his name. He's a human being, a young professional from Venezuela who sought asylum in the U.S. and was somehow arrested and deported to El Salvador. And this is his attorney speaking to MSNBC.
It's important to let the world know who Andry, our client, is, because he is a human being. He is a young professional from Venezuela. He's a makeup artist. He is a gay man. He is someone who came to the United States seeking protection. He came seeking asylum. Upon entry into the United States, he was detained because of his tattoos. Some of which you can see in those photos, but these are not the tattoos of somebody who is involved with gangs. These are normal tattoos that you would see on anybody at a coffee shop anywhere in the United States or Venezuela. And today we have confirmation from the government, one of the few groups or attorneys that have confirmation that our client is indeed in El Salvador. Our client last week was supposed to appear in court where we would have started the process of refuting the baseless allegations against him, but we never got to have that chance. Our client has been forcibly removed and disappeared, and we don't know what his legal case, where it goes from here.
So that's his attorney speaking about.
You think he's in the gang, that gay guy? You think he's in the violent gang they have? He's one of the point men and he's dangerous. By the way, let's say you don't
there
like.
He is right there.
Just so you know, gay asylum seekers popularity is at an all-time low, I imagine, with MAGA people. Okay, great. Maybe he's like some secret George Soros thing, right? That they stuck. Well, why aren't you telling me that? Why is there no discussion and you're just telling me some tattoo nonsense that any idiot could see through and then sending him to the wrong country to go to spare Guantanamo? Like that.
Well, yeah.
You're gonna,
and there he is right there.
Water for this crap. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to see it tomorrow on my feed.
See, there he is right there. And this is from his immigration form when he was questioned by ICE. It says this: on initial interview, detainee Hernandez stated that he was not a member of any gang. Upon conducting a review of detainee Hernandez's tattoos, it was found the detainee has a crown on each side of his wrist. The crown has been found to be as an identifier for a Tren de Aragua gang member. The crown.
The soccer player, they did that too also. Oh, another important point. A lot of these asylum seekers, I know people don't like, I mean, I felt that was abused as well. However, if you're Republican, remember Trump loved Juan Guaido, the guy you showed me getting beat up when he went back? So these are people running away from the Maduro authoritarian commie dictator government that I thought you guys wanted to like protect like they were Cubans.
That's right. And they tried to overthrow, and they've made people flee by imposing sanctions that destroy the economy, which makes people want to flee. And these are his tattoos. Look, it says mom and dad with a crown. And that's what, according to ICE, got him locked up and kidnapped and sent off to a gulag in El Salvador.
And when they respond to these valid, now it's MSNBC is so bad that it probably takes away from this guy's case, which is a very good case, I think. But when they ask at the press conference, Pam Bondi, that fraud, when they ask them, the people respond as if they are an AI auto response. No, we stand by. Everybody was identified and we vetted them. No, you didn't vet them. You didn't vet them. There ain't no way this guy's part of a vicious, violent street gang. I think just on sight, you could tell that.
Here's more. This is attorney Aaron Reichlin Melnick. He says, the document, a gang questionnaire that was filled out when Andry was first detained by ICE, is maddening. Andry keeps saying he has no connection with the gangs, yet the ICE officer filling out the form keeps writing in things suggesting he's linked to Tren de Aragua. And then you see more of it there. Basically, it comes down to these tattoos he has of crowns with the name mom and dad. It's obviously a tribute to his parents. After interviewing Andry, who says repeatedly he's not a member of a gang, somehow an ICE officer concludes that despite all this, his 2 crown tattoos with mom and dad written under them are consistent with those of a TDA member. So based on the fact that the guy had tattoos about his mom and dad, he's considered to be a gang member and shipped off to El Salvador.
Consistent with those of a, do you know how wormy the worminess of that language, which is like, well, all I know is you got tattoo of a crown, Tren de Agua. Oh, that's like socialist service everyone's getting.
That was the only thing that ICE filed in court, plus a link to a Newsweek article on claims of Tren de Aragua tattoo. So basically, the only thing that I submitted to justify kidnapping and deporting this guy was that he had those tattoos, and there was a Newsweek article about the tattoos. But again, those were just tributes to his mom and dad, nothing to do with TDA, but that gets him deported. So that's what's happening. And this is among
he was illegal. He didn't sneak in. He legally entered for asylum.
That's right. He was not illegal. He sought asylum in the U.S. From Venezuela, which the Trump administration says is a very dangerous place, and that's why we're trying to overthrow the government. So he tries to seek asylum, and he gets deported anyway. And Joe Rogan,
in America, if you're from another country, don't make that mistake.
Joe Rogan, who supports rounding up alleged gang members and deporting them, even he was outraged by this. I'm
doing a show tomorrow, so Malcolm, send me all this stuff, because the other one I couldn't believe, that girl that they took because she wrote an op-ed, and the nerve they had to go, well, you're a guest. That means you can't talk about another country that's not this country. So
here's Joe Rogan speaking about this with Konstantin Kisin.
And you do things aggressively. That's how you get shit done. But that's also when mistakes get made. Right. And I think a human being being plucked out of nowhere and ending up in a country he's never been in a maximum security prison with gang members, seems like a bad thing to happen to me.
It's horrific. It's horrific.
I don't think that should be controversial.
No, that's not controversial at all. And this is the thing, measured twice, cut once. This is kind of crazy that could be possible. That's horrific. And that's bad for the cause. Like, the cause is, let's get the gang members out. Everybody agrees. But let's not innocent gay hairdressers get lumped up with the gangs. And then, like, how long before that guy can get out? Can we figure out how to get him out? Is there any plan in place to alert the authorities that they've made a horrible mistake and correct it?
Well, so far the authorities are standing behind it. And what is Kristi Noem doing? She's the head of Department of Homeland Security. She went to one of these prisons and she was wearing a $60,000 Rolex watch for a photo op. Watch this.
Today and visiting this facility. And first of all, I want to thank El Salvador and their president for their partnership with the United States.
So anyway, there you go. Do the photo op wearing a $60,000 Rolex watch in a gulag, basically, where, I don't know, maybe this gay hairdresser was being locked up.
Wait, are those the real guys behind her? Or is that like a picture?
No, those are real
she's doing like a Lindsay English Bagram Air Force Base where they're in a pyramid, but she's just hotter than that weird dwarf was. That's crazy that she's doing this. Let me pose with them.
So just going back.
It is crazy. It's totally crazy.
We have a spare outsourced Guantanamo in El Salvador.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
We don't have any room at Guantanamo. What were they doing with that one?
They're filling that up, I think, as fast as they can.
Well, I'm going to be in Nashville on Friday at Zany's, everyone. So please come out.
All right.
I don't know. I don't know. It's so disheartening. It looks like Joe already knows this stuff. I was going to bring it on the show tomorrow, but he already knows. Who's sweeping up for this? You got to be such a dude after the Epstein binders. Okay. Right then and there, when they did that corny ass thing with the Epstein binders, that should have been like, okay, it's some bullshit. Okay. But nope, I'm watching all kinds of popular channels not talk about this at all. Only MSNBC is going to talk about it. Well, then the truth won't get out there because the channel I don't like isn't going to talk about the truth.
That's
right?
True. It's
if
true.
it's MSNBC, I don't listen. I do just like a liberal. And I go, get your fucking talking point. Didn't take you long to be the thing you always did it, fellas.
Hey, if you watch my show, you already know the mainstream news media is not reliable. They never tell you the truth about Russiagate, Ukraine, COVID lockdowns, or anything. That's why I keep partnering with Ground News. Their app and website make it super easy to compare media coverage from all over the world in one place. Like on Trump shifting his stance on Ukraine, if you go to Ground News/JD, you'll see the full coverage on how he's cut them off from intelligence sharing. Even the UK, one of our closest allies, can't pass along any U.S. intel to Ukraine. Ground News gives me instant access to over 300 articles covering it worldwide. They even tell you if each reporting source has a political bias, how reliable the reporting is, and if they're independently owned or corporate controlled. They'll even show you where the news sources are based. It's a super helpful way to see what kind of biases lead to some thinking this is some catastrophic betrayal of Ukraine that weakens NATO, while others call it a strategic realignment that forces Europe to take responsibility for its own security. When it comes to anything Trump does, you know the media is going to twist it to whatever fits their agenda, and if you're not checking multiple sources, you're going to fall into their trap. So I can't recommend enough following the Ukraine war on Ground News and checking your blind spots to find these stories missing from the other side of the political spectrum. You won't get this kind of transparency from mainstream media. Ground News is a lot like this show, actually. They're doing what we're doing. So just go to Ground News/JD or just scan the QR code on the screen. We're offering my viewers 40% off the same plan I use, which gets you unlimited access to all their features. This knocks the price down to just $5 a month. Subscribing not only supports an independent news platform working to make the media more transparent, it also supports this show and everything we do here. Come see us on tour in Hartford, Connecticut, Syracuse, New York, Atlantic City, Levittown, New York, Cohoes, New York, Los Angeles, Bakersfield, San Jose, Buffalo, Toledo, Montreal, and Toronto. Go to jimmydore.com for the cheapest tickets.